One moment, my wellness warriors. I thought I had this popped up already. One moment, my wellness warriors. I thought I had this. Oh wow. We are making it work. Okay, let me do the string key thing. Then I add that one. There we go. All right. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. And welcome to today's episode of Shay's Wellness Club Q&A accountability sessions. And today we are talking about wellness, accountability, and weight loss and everything in between. We are going to get going into a deep dive as we do every week, Sundays at 6:30 Central Standard Time, about what we did this week, what we didn't do this week, and how we can do what we can do to do better for next time. For this week, actually, we do these Sundays every Sunday to just hold us accountable, of course, for our accountability group, but also to continue to show up for ourselves, to continue to seek ourselves. Testing, make sure. Oh no, I did that. Aha! Now that should work. All right, sorry guys, I was hearing myself double. Sorry about that. But yes, welcome to today's Wellness Club live Q&A. And I'm thankful for everyone that's here. You are not here by accident. You are trying to find ways to change your life, better yourself, and to better your relationship with food. So if you want to, do better, be better for the next day, for the rest of your life, continue to tune in to Shay's Wellness Club, where we are a great community where we hold each other accountable. And it's not, oh, you're doing wrong or, oh, you're doing bad. It's, hey, we need to do better. This is how we do better, you know? So we are going to be going over some questions that people have been sending in about my 60-pound weight loss journey, and also people asking about this wellness challenge that I'm doing. One, I do my own Unbig Our Back challenge that we do. That's on Shay's Wellness Club page. But also, I am doing a transformation challenge, right? So what we're doing for the transformation challenge is I want my wellness warriors, you that are watching, to come along with me to this goal of weight loss, getting more fit, and also getting more acquainted with the gym, and really using classes. I love gym classes, but also strength training exercises to bring us all to the next level. A lot of us have been on this journey to weight loss, but not even just weight loss. Everyone's not trying to lose weight, but just wellness in general. We need someone to hold us accountable, and to, someone to check in with, someone to be like, hey, am I doing this right? What can I do better with this? How can I, get to my first 20 pounds? I'm not trying to even look. I don't want even my wellness warriors looking to their biggest goal. Their biggest goal is good to have, but I need us to focus on our short-term goal. Whether that's 10 pounds, 20 pounds, or just 30 pounds. Okay. Because I want anyone listening from this live, I want to help you reach your next 20 pounds within the next 6 to 8 weeks, if possible. Well, 8 weeks if possible. It depends on really how you take this advice seriously. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I would love to answer them, because you never know who's thinking or wanting to ask it the same thing as you. So we are talking about people have been bringing me eating questions, because a lot of part of my 60-pound weight loss journey is that I really think most of that to the foods I was eating, because when I was over 230 pounds, I was active. I walked everywhere. I ain't run, but I power walked everywhere to work. Well, not to work, but to the bus stop, back from the bus stop. I had to walk 15 minutes to work, 15 minutes back, go walk to the store, Uber back, all that stuff. And I still was overweight, and I still was unhealthy. So what really pushed me over the edge was my meal prep journey. So that's what we're going to start off with today. We're going to talk about ways that I lost 60 pounds naturally is really bettering my relationship with food. Bettering my relationship with food sounds like corny, I know, but it is a real thing, because a lot of us don't realize that we don't have a good relationship with food. We equate eating our sweets, our salts, and stuff like that to making us feel better. A lot of us, run to ice cream, chips, cookies to make us feel better when we're going through something emotional, when we're going through trauma, when we're going through just being bored. And I'm here to help us realize that we can really control what goes in our mouths. Even it goes to telling you, like, life is what you make it, right? So life is through the tongue. What you speak is what really will happen. If you can or you can't, either way, you're right. Okay. So we have to make sure that we're putting positive things, even just saying in the morning, prayer in the morning, stuff like that, affirmations in the morning, saying today's going to be a great day, no matter what happens. Starting off that day like that really can impact the rest of your day. Okay. So for me, I say to myself every morning, I control what goes in my mouth. I control what I say. Okay. So when people say, how's your day? I always say great. I always say wonderful. I always say I am well. I mean, because when I realize when people say I'm here, yeah, it's all right. That energy can transfer, like, dang, your day must go bad if you saying it like that. So starting your day off positive can really help. And when I tell myself, or when I have that tweak of, ooh, I want some bad eat, I'm like, I control what goes in my mouth. And that's not going to help me feel better for real. Okay. Man, because everybody has their food of choice that y'all, we know when we have it a little too much. Like, instead of one piece, we get two pieces. Comment below what that food is for you. If that's cake, if that's a Reese's, if that's cookies, if that's chips, if that's bread. For me, it was definitely bread. Okay. When I eat a lot of bread, when I eat a lot of dairy, I see it rounding in my face. Or if I eat a lot of excessive dairy, I stopped eating a lot of milk chocolate, stuff like that, a heavy dairy, because it reflects in my face. I didn't realize depending on what you eat contributes to how you smell, how you should I say that online? But how do you smell, how you look, how healthy your hair grows, how healthy your skin looks, how hydrated you are. Because when you're dehydrated for a long periods of time, you can tell. How you eat every day on a daily basis is very important. So bettering my relationship with food really helped me with that. So one, realizing that I need to change my mindset is the first thing. Changing our mindset is it sounds like or feels like, you know what? When I eat when I eat fried foods, I am a little crankier. When I eat a lot of like ice cream, chips, stuff like that, I do feel a little lazy. I feel sluggish. I don't feel like doing nothing after I eat something heavy. You know, being mindful of how your body reacts to certain things. So, say I give someone a challenge right now for this month. Well, actually, March is about to be over. So, for April, try to find something that you know you overindulge in and just, I don't want to say take it away, but either drastically take it 50% out of your daily routine, or let it go altogether. Some people can't do cold turkey. Sometimes cold turkey isn't the best for everyone. Okay. But even when it comes to pork, stuff like that, pork, if you're like me, I love chocolate. I am a Reese's girl. I don't even have my Reese's cup today. But I love Reese's. I love Snickers. I love Twix. I love all of them. But I had to tell myself, hey, if I want this goal to work, I can't have it every week. Oh, you get one cheat day a week. You can eat one. Okay, but that one cheat day can really take you back 3. Is that one cheat day? Is that one cheat day every week? Because I used to do cheat days every week. Is that one cheat day worth 3-4 days of your workouts? Is that one Snicker bar? Because I used to go buy Snicker bars. Stairmaster, right? I'm on a Stairmaster for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. If I stay on the Stairmaster at between level 4 to 9, it just depends on how I feel that day, I will burn at least 150 to 200 calories. That is between 700 to 900. Is that flights of steps or steps, period? Almost 1,000 steps. Is it really worth that one Snicker bar? That's what I have to tell myself. That's what I have to ask myself. So we have to, be mindful and be, mindful of what we're eating. So we have to also be mindful of the hidden oils that we think are good for us, right? So a lot of us don't realize that certain like canola oil, vegetable oil, stuff like that can really be hindering us more than help us. Hidden calories are in certain oils that we're not even realizing. Being mindful of the drinks and the snacks that we consume is a big game changer in our weight loss journey. A lot of us don't realize that we drink a lot of calories. Sharday, what do you mean by drinking your calories? I mean, this cup of orange juice, we get a whole bottle of it. It's 150 calories per serving, right? But This is just a serving right here out of the whole bottle. So this right here is 150 calories and you still thirsty. That is portion control. Knowing and understanding our labels so we can effectively eat and still be full at the same time. A lot of us don't realize that we drink our calories even when it comes to orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice. And not only drinking our calories, but consuming a lot of sugar. A lot of sugar, I like to calculate it like I do it with candy bars. So say for candy bars, 28 grams of sugar, just this little chunk of meat, no, chunk of chocolate is 28 grams of sugar, right? So I go to my bottle of Sunny D. Wow, 28 grams of sugar, 24 grams of sugar. So I'm basically drinking my candy bar. And that's how I try to measure it because that's a visual that people like. How many candy bars are you drinking per day? Is the question. And I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here to help you realize, wow, okay, let me go on the fridge. Let me see. Because she just talking stuff. Oh, man, let me see how much a candy bar is. Oh, this is a candy bar worth of drink. Okay. And that's why I'm here to help you, holding you accountable. Of course, we know that, a lot of sugar is not that good for you. Of course, we know that, but when you visually think of something that makes you like, let me stop, let me stop. And I was someone that was very unaware too, like even with cranberry juice. Now, some cranberry juice you can get zero sugar, but like Welch's or Ocean Spray, stuff like that, even the little bottles, this small, a lot of sugar. At first, well, I don't drink it as much as anymore, but when I do drink it, I just dilute it with water. That's some way you can get around it a little bit, is diluting it with water. Or just finding a healthy alternative. Finding healthy alternatives aren't as hard as people might think. Um, So, like, what is a healthy alternative to orange juice? Freshly squeezed, or you can get sugar free, or you can get a healthier brand. Yes, it costs more, but I'm going to say this till the end of time. They're making healthier stuff cost more so we can choose the cheap junk, period. They are, who's they? We know who they are, okay? They are letting this stuff be cheap on purpose. I would have to tell my mom this, but people be set in their ways. But if anyone that's really trying to push their wellness has to remember this fact that I say to my wellness warriors all the time, they are making stuff cheap, junk cheap on purpose so we don't choose the healthy stuff. Oh, the real juice is $8, but I want the $2 drink and get 3, 4 of them. That's the goal. So you can have more sugar and less natural. Okay. That's why there's STL Green Eats. Taking some of that sugar, some of that saturated fats, some of that unnecessary oils, taking it out of the meals and giving you quality ingredients. Okay. Ways that made meals easy for me that I won't get tired of is actually picking your signature meals that you just love. There's so many fruits, vegetables, dishes, meats. Pick your favorite 3. Or if you're someone that's, that you love variety, pick your favorite 3 to 5 meals. Switch them up. Chicken breasts, salmon. Y'all know I love my salmon. You can make chicken breasts multiple different ways. You can make chicken, salmon multiple different ways, shrimp shrimp you can only do so much with, but certain meals you can make multiple different ways. You can make it into a pasta, you can make it to a dish, you can make it to a protein bowl, you could do rice bowls, you could do paninis, you could do healthier options when it comes to chicken. Like, I'm about to bust out some recipes for chickens. It's gonna be good. But What are some meals I won't get tired of? So you're gonna pick your favorites, a favorite starch, a favorite protein, and a favorite vegetable. So like when I first started my journey, my go-to was broccoli. Actually, broccoli and cheese. That was my coming to Jesus moment when I realized the cheese is kind of defeating the purpose of the broccoli, because I was like, why I'm eating healthy but still getting breakouts, right? And I didn't realize the milk, the whole milk in the cheese was messing me up. So if you're someone that's like, because someone sent me a picture, I do rate my plates. So if anybody wants me to rate their plate, just to see how you could do better, I would do those as well. But they sent me a rate my plate, and they had cheese, broccoli, salmon, and I think rice or something. And I said I give it a good rating. Only thing you're missing is I need you to take the cheese off the broccoli. To me, just in my opinion, that's as if you are putting sugar in pasta. Sugar in pasta is making us big. One, it's already starch, if I'm not mistaken, with the pasta, but then you're adding sugar on it as well. And we know we like our stuff sweet. So, if you're someone, because someone asked recently too, what can I do to lose weight, lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks? So I said, okay, how do you cook your spaghettis and stuff? Oh, I like to put this, some a little sugar and this. Okay. So tell me this, what meals do you add sugar to? Well, they add sugar to spaghetti, rice, beans. Uh, they added a little extra sugar in their cornbread. They add sugar to their sweet potatoes. Ah ah ah. Stop. You had me at third one. Okay. If you're someone that's trying to lose 20 pounds fast and sugar is your issue, taking or replacing sugar with a better alternative is going to be your go-to. If you want to lose 25 pounds fast, one, calorie deficit, of course. We want to eat, we want to burn more calories than we consume, okay? So that is the biggest thing. But we got to make sure that we take away some things that we know is slowing our progress. That is sugar. Excessive sugar is slowing our progress. If you're someone that still puts sugar in spaghetti, rice, and I promise, I used to love sugar in muscatoli. I used to love sugar in spaghetti. I used to love sugar in my rice with some butter. Yes, okay. But I had a goal to reach. Okay. When I got on that scale and I was over 230 pounds, I said, I'm not letting this. I It's just something in me. One, I had a doctor's appointment, and low key, it kind of didn't really take it that serious, but pre-diabetic was around that range, and I was like, we can't do this. I was one, pre-diabetic isn't an age limit. And when I was so young, I was like, no, I'm too young to be pre-diabetic. I thought it was an age thing. No, it's a weight thing. Diabetes type 2 is not an age thing, it's a weight thing. And if I'm wrong, please tell me and correct me in the comments. Respectfully, please don't hurt me. But yes, a lot of our issues can be prevented if we all just stop the sugar. One, it's giving us fake happiness. Two, it's not needed for us to live. Not excessive sugar. I'm talking about excessive sugar. Sugar once in a while, of course, because some need it, you know. But excessive sugar, candy bars all week, cake all week, cookies all week, ice cream all week. We don't need it. We don't need it. And if we minimize our sugar intake, it's going to take us to the next level of weight loss. I promise. Well, I can't promise you anything because it's really all on what you really do with this information. Because I was bored with broccoli and rice. So you want to switch up your meals. Me, my rotation is always salmon. Actually, rice, I'm trying to do low carb. So rice I have to minimize now. But salmon, broccoli, sweet potato. That is a awesome combination. If you're someone that said I don't like broccoli, try any vegetable. Any vegetable that you could lightly steam, not overcook, and to progress with. Just like I progressed from broccoli. I used to eat drink. I used to eat cheese on my broccoli all the time. So when people say they still do that, I'd be like, they just don't know. It tastes good, but it's one, it's most likely fake cheese. Two, it's most likely processed. So you're putting something processed over something that's supposed to be healthy. You kind of defeating the process of adding process. But yeah, you gotta really be mindful of these things, and it's just a conscious effort saying, you know what, I don't need that. Like me, okay, I'm gonna let y'all know about something that I'm currently dealing with. I am obsessed with hot sauce. Specifically, to me, Louisiana's too salty. I like hot sauce for the flavor, not really because of the spice of it. I love Tabasco sauce. So I was eating a lot of Tabasco sauce, but I realized that might be bothering me and I didn't realize it. So being mindful of what your body is reacting to is going to be so important. If you're eating too much sugar and you're starting to get cramps in your leg, or if you're eating too much sugar and then your feet start to swell up or stiffen, that means that something is triggering those responses, and that most likely is sugar. I know someone that had to go to a nursing home because she just couldn't get rid of her addiction to not even a substance, not weed, not alcohol. No, she couldn't let go of Diet Dr. Pepper. Actually, no, regular Dr. Pepper, or it could have been Pepsi, either one. But one of those sodas, you every time you saw her, you saw one of them fresh, cold. Okay, and mind you, multiple a day, to the point where she needed assistance at home, and then it was to the point where she had to go to a nursing home. And still to this day, she loves her Coke or Pepsi or whichever one it was, but I know it was a dark soda. Always. And it's really, and then when someone approached her, not me, but when someone approached her and was like, you might feel better if you slow down on those and maybe even stop drinking them for a while. Well, that makes me feel better. I like these. I'm gonna drink what I want. I'm grown. And this was before she had to go to a facility to help her every day. And we could be our own worst enemy. And I just hope that someone's listening to this. I want you to listen to these suggestions in real time, because if I can prevent anyone from having to get assistance later down along, if I can help prevent someone to having to go to a nursing home earlier than they need to, if at all, I want Wellness Club to be that stop. Okay, like, you know what? I'm gonna stop playing. She right. Okay. Every time I do this or drink this or eat this, I do feel lazy. I do feel sluggish. I do feel clumsy. I do feel unfocused. My brain is cloggy. It's hard for me to focus. It's hard for me to stick to a routine. Maybe it's because of what I'm eating. And a lot of it is what we are eating or what we're not eating. Because a lot of us, they'll be like, I don't even eat all that stuff, but they don't eat proper things in general. meaning you could be someone that don't eat fast food. You don't eat much at all, but you do need to eat something. And when you do eat something, it should be something of nutrients. And finding what you like to eat is going to be so important in that process. So someone asked, what should I buy at the grocery store? Because sometimes a lot of my wellness warriors walk in with no plan at the grocery store, and then they come out either overspending or end up getting junk. And there's ways to combat that. One, I always tell my wellness warriors, and that's anybody that's watching that's willing to work on their wellness, okay, is go in there with a plan. Go in there with a grocery list. I definitely suggest a grocery list that helps from overspending and over getting things. Two, when you walk into the grocery store, it's okay to have a calculator. I am not embarrassed to have a calculator when I go pick up every item. And what I do is round it up $1.50. So when I get to that register, it's under my budget. And I don't know, it's just a fun game you could personally do with yourself that makes the grocery shopping experience fun. But I know everybody don't like the grocery store. But it's a way to just make it fun, make it a game. Like, let's see if we can get under budget today. And I pretty much I win every time. But it's a good way of staying on budget at the grocery store. Now, also, you're going to start getting mindful of prices increasing and decreasing. Also, you're going to notice different stores have different prices. Okay. Yeah, I know my go-to store. Let me know what your favorite grocery store is in the comments. But yes, also number 3, when you go to a grocery store, start at the produce. I know you hear it all the time, but it helps so much. One, it makes sure it mixes and make sure that you're in budget early on to just automatically get what you actually need. Vegetables, fruits, okay, spices, stuff like that. I think those are the 3 main things. The best plan to have when you go to the grocery store is to have an actual plan, a grocery list, starting at the produce section, and having a calculator. When you have those 3 things, you walk out of that grocery store like you know some stuff. Like, yeah, I got what I need. And then, when you go off from the produce, that's extra or whatever. And you still add up all of that. And also, you don't want to, that's another true thing too, someone said. You don't want to grocery shop on an empty stomach either, because then your eyes are going to be bigger than your stomach. You're like, oh, I'm going to cook all this food this week. You want to be mindful, okay? We know produce, especially in 2026, do not last very long, okay? Especially if you don't know how to properly store them in the fridge, or depending on your fridge in general. So you want to make sure that you get what you need, and budget for a week or two. If you got to go back in 2 weeks, or if you got to go back next week to fill up on more fruits or vegetables, you'll be able to do that. Because one thing that I used to have a problem with is buying so much fruits and vegetables and I just let them perish in the fridge. I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy tomorrow, and then tomorrow end up being a week and I got a whole thing of mushrooms in the back that I never touched. So you want to be honest with yourself when we're grocery shopping, okay? So that's a great question. Thanks for sending that. Do you have a grocery list or anything about reading labels? I do. So if you're someone that's looking to learn how to read labels, I have a downloadable for that, and also have a quick and easy grocery list. Actually, I have an Unbig Our Back challenge that includes both of those if you're interested. So someone came and asked, when should I even eat? Okay. Now, I believe that when you eat, it really does matter. Okay. One, I think not even more so when, but when to stop eating. Okay. Even if you, like me, even if you have to set an alarm, no more eating after 8 p.m. No more eating after 9 at least, okay? Because you want to give yourself time to digest your food, And also, it's okay to be a little hungry. Okay, because we kind of get emotional. We start emotionally eating when we snack after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Oh, that's my late night snack. You don't. We don't need no late night snack, even if it's fruit, because fruit can tend it does have sugar, which can also affect your sleeping patterns. So you want to cut off all eating before bed, of course, but at least by 8 to 9 o'clock. Okay. Um. Now, someone asked about intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting, and I practice it about five. I don't do it every single day, but at least 5 days out the week. And what I do is I try to cut myself off at 9 p.m. at least. 8 or 9 p.m. is my last meal. I do not eat again till 1 p.m. If I'm not mistaken, 1 or 2, I think 1 p.m. I believe that's a 16-hour split. Some people say, wow, that's a long time not eating. But 5, 6 of those hours, hopefully 7 or 8, are us sleeping. So if you really count that, it's not that bad. Okay. But intermittent fasting can cause confusion because people do it many different ways. A lot of people think it's just religion. It's not just religion, but the religious aspect is actually very great. And that's how I low key got introduced to fasting. And then I started listening to more of doctors talk about it and the benefits. To me, it really does help focus your mind on more important things, but also just in case something happened to the food. I just playing. Let me stop. Um, but I like intermittent fasting because it really disciplines my body and mind. And then when you're intermittent fasting, it kind of your body kind of not eats itself, but you're disciplining your mind, because when you could control your mouth, if when you control what goes in your mouth and how often, you're able to control a lot of things, a lot of aspects in your life. Okay, and you're not going to end up cranky. Maybe the first couple days you probably be cranky, but it's really about how you control your mind and your mindset. When should I eat? You should also focus on no late night snacking. Late night eating guilt is a real thing. You know, one, it helps raise cortisol levels when you eat too late and then go right to sleep. And then two, it also adds up in your stomach. So you don't want to add too much to your stomach. So I want to talk to you guys about the difference of skipping meals versus balance. You don't want to just skip meals. You know what I mean? Skipping meals just to starve is not balance. Skipping one meal, my intermittent fasting is skipping breakfast. You're breaking the fast with breakfast. So I don't do breakfast normally, unless, I mean, if I do, it's not a big deal. But it is very important that we are not starving ourselves, because excuse me, because that's when we are going to be overeating once we get rid of the fast. Because a lot of people say, yeah, I lost 20 pounds from fasting and I lost this from fasting. But then we realize we gain it right back because you gave up so much. And plus we end up back overeating like we're supposed, like not supposed to, but back overeating. So having balanced meals are just so important. So like the first meal that you have for that day is going to be the stepping stone for the rest of the day. So say a normal day of me fasting, what I'm doing is gym. By the time I get out the shower, do my little shake weight thing, my shake plate and stuff, it's about 2 o'clock, time for me to eat. First meal, I try to do something high protein or I do a big salad. When I do those things, one, it makes me full for a while. And I'm just discovering this about salads. If you make your salad right, it can fill you up for hours, And to me, when I first started, I used to be like, A salad ain't gonna get me full, baby. If you make the salad correctly, especially if you put a lot of fiber in it and stuff, it's gonna fill you up, and you're gonna be like, oh, I don't even feel like eating no more. Like after tonight, I'm probably because I had salmon earlier. I'm probably gonna eat a big salad and call it a day. But if you want recipes on a really good hearty salad, inbox me. I can help you with that. Inbox me if you're ready for a one-on-one session. I do these privately where I help you personally go through um, your own personal wellness strategy. And our wellness strategies entail just us going through your personal struggle or your personal just mission to what you want your goal to be. Um, sorry, you guys. Sips of tea, and it's not sweet. Well, it's mushroom coffee. Okay, guys. Okay, so someone asked, can I still eat the foods I love and lose weight? Yes. Well, it depends on moderation. Everything, and I know it's so corny to say, but it's some real facts. Um, Everything in moderation. So, like, I can have ice cream sometimes. It's actually okay to have ice cream sometimes, but to have it every night, no, because a lot of these most of these things produce a lot of mucus. And then when you get mucus buildup, you have issues with, anyways. Can I still eat the foods I love and lose weight? I believe you still can. Can you have it all the time? No. Like, say, if you're someone that loves pizza, me, I had to let the pizza go, sadly, because it was big in my back too much. But see, I was overindulging um in pizza. And what I realized is that I was, well, one, eating too much of it, and I was mostly eating pizza. So I had to cut it off sometimes. Now, a way around that, because me, I was a big back. I am not happy to say it, but I'm not gonna talk to you guys about experience I've never had. Okay. Y'all are my wellness warriors, and we've been through some wars when it comes to food. And I don't have any problem telling you guys about my struggles with food, because people are like, girl, that's not that serious. Yes, it is. What you eat on a daily basis is very serious. So me, I love pizza. I, had it every week. I love my emos. Shout out to SDL. Best pizza. My best cheese thus far. Anyways, and if you reached the video this far, please let me know where you're from. Are you from St. Louis? Are you from Illinois? Are you from Atlanta? Where are you guys from? But yes, you know, once you reach the point of not genuinely, but genuinely, and not a daily basis, on a daily basis or a routine, you routinely choose eating better. You can eat whatever you want, in my opinion. And this video and all past videos and future videos of these lies are fair use only and based on my experience and my opinion. But yes, because I was able to lose when I was eating. I don't know if it's because I'm older now or what, but when I was eating 5 times a day, I was able to eat whatever I want in between. I was eating 5 times a day, still eating chicken and mashed potatoes. It was just cleaner version. It was baked. It wasn't fried. Sometimes all you have to do is not even take things away. Like, oh, like I know people love their pork, but bacon is fried pork. That's probably the worst form of meat you can eat. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to tell you, but the bacon is making it worse. Um, a lot of people don't want to hear that, and a lot of people don't want to come to the realization that the way that they're eating is contributing to their health issues, possibly. If you're eating a lot of sugar every night and having cramps at night, or cranky in the morning, or having trouble sleeping, it might be because you're eating an excessive amount of sugar, especially before bed. Um, if you're someone that's me, I've suffered from anxiety. I've had, if you're someone that's always antsy or always like jittery, stuff like that, it might be too much caffeine. I had to slow down on caffeine. I just drank mushroom coffee. That's from mushrooms. Mushrooms, brain food. But having a balance is so important. If you find balance in your eating habits, you can definitely find ways to eat things that you enjoy. It's just when you are used to eating healthy and stuff, you be kind of like, I don't even want no pizza. It look good. And then a lot of it is when we're out with friends and they are eating whatever they want. And it kind of is like, ooh, I haven't had a pizza in for a minute. That's okay sometimes. It's just when we overindulge, that's where the issues happen. When we can't say no to the Dr. Pepper, that's when there's an issue. When we can't say no to ice cream every night, that's when it becomes an issue. When we can't say no to that cigarette after the third cigarette that day, that means there's going to be an issue. Okay. Oh, another one. If it's the fourth weekend in a row and I'm drinking wine and liquor and Don Julio and all them, and wondering why I can't sleep for real, I'm not going into a deep sleep, I'm cranky, I'm lazy, I'm not understanding why my weight's going up even though I'm walking everywhere, it may be the issue. Sorry, guys. And I'm not telling you something that I didn't have to find out myself. I was over 230 pounds because I was going out partying almost every weekend, summer of whatever. And I didn't realize, dang, liquor makes you gain weight. It makes your face fat. It makes digestion issues happen. It's just, other than I got older too. But when I was younger, it was like, some people you could tell drink a lot and party all the time. Man. Anyways, speaking of drinking, someone asked, what drinks help with weight loss? That is a great question. You can lose your next 20 to 30 pounds by simply watching this replay, watching this live, and coming back for next Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time. But someone asked, what drinks help with weight loss? What drinks help with weight loss, right? Smoothie versus juices. People ask me that all the time because sometimes when I get orders or when STL Green Eats get orders, they say, what's the difference? I want both. Or, what's the difference between smoothies and juices? Well, the difference between smoothies and juices can be quite significant. One, you're getting the whole fruit, including the fiber that it is part of the skin. The other one is kind of stripping it of its fiber and pulling all the juices out of the pulp. But the pulp is really where a lot of the nutrients is too. So you're leaving a lot of nutrients on the table when you simply just juice something. Juicing is easier to consume and is also easier to absorb in this, easier to absorb in the body. Um, One takes a little more time to digest. One I feel makes you feel full fast. The other one, after about an hour, you're gonna be like, I want someone else to eat. Now, I was talking about the difference between juices and smoothies. Juices, less fiber. Um, I actually don't have bad things to say about either one. If someone asks me between juices or smoothies, I'm going to pick smoothies because smoothies you get more of the whole fruit. Smoothies you're basically just smashing it up, blending it, and then drinking it. That's why when people ask for which is more of a meal replacement, I personally believe a smoothie is more of a meal replacement than a juice. A smoothie can also be vegetables as well, but vegetables is easier consumed juice wise. If someone made a green smoothie, it's a little chunkier, but it's more fiber, it's more this and more that. So that's always a good comparison. What drinks help with weight loss? A lot of people are talking about detox teas versus real nutrition. Detox teas, I can't really speak on because I don't take detox teas, but I do take tea in general. Green tea, especially. I love green tea for, I guess you can say it's a detox tea. Um, I love green tea is really good, especially if you drink it maybe an hour or two before you go to bed, the caffeine free kind. Green tea before bed is a great detox because a lot of people don't realize we're burning calories as we're sleeping as well. So it helps with that fat burning process while we're sleeping. Yes, we burn calories while we're sleeping. That's why the deeper the sleeper in, the better and more calories we burn. We didn't know that, did we? Yes, we burn calories while we're sleeping. That's why while we're sleeping is so powerful. Not only sleeping recharges your body, it helps with muscle recovery, it helps your mental state. It also lowers cortisol levels, so it lessens stress. And it's really just, sleeping too much isn't a bad thing. We're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep. It's just when we go to sleep is the question. Um, Even and naps are included. Someone told me, well, naps count as sleeping. I say, you're right. So if you at all are someone like me that can't get a full 8 hours of sleep, but you can get an hour or two nap in, get it while you can. Especially the older you get, you're going to need your rest because we're up most of the day anyway. So if we can designate some time to take naps, it's really good because that helps with a lot of things: muscle recovery, better mood in general. Because when you get the right amount of sleep, uh, and also nutrition with that as well, you feel like you're high without the weed. Okay, and that's always a good feeling to be like, I'm high on life for real. Um, so having real nutrition is very important. With detox teas, I like what teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, warm water, lemon. If I don't drink a detox, well, if I don't drink green tea like an hour or two before bed, I do apple cider vinegar, lemon water, warm. Because it's not really good to drink cold water before bed. It's always good to drink warm water because warm helps burn calories better. And water, I'm going to talk about water intake. Water intake is so important to flush out toxins, to help push out bad things in your body with your toxins, and also to hydrate the biggest organ in our body. Does everybody know what the biggest organ in our body is? the skin, okay? The biggest organ in our body is the skin. And if we can keep our skin hydrated, we're going to be good. So that means our skin is hydrated, our heart is going to be hydrated, and it helps push out and makes our kidneys healthy as well. And you know my co-host here, water. This is a gallon of water I drink every day. People ask me this all the time. How often do you how many days does it take for you to drink that? One, I wouldn't want to drink out of one bottle for 3 days. Just my opinion. But also two, why not? It's keeping me hydrated. What I like about drinking water, and I put lemon in it in the morning most of the time too, or you could put lemon in it, some apple slices in it. You could put some mint in it for flavor, and it keeps your breath smelling good too, all day. But also, just staying hydrated is so important because, especially when I go to the gym, and so say people go to the gym and they have cramps in their legs and muscles and stuff, a lot of times that's either dehydration or you need electrolytes. So you want to make sure that you just keep everything, within a reasonable amount. So water intake is very important. Rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces. So when I was over 230 pounds, I say rule of thumb if you're 200, period. But that's just my personal opinion. A gallon of water, you can't go wrong with a gallon of water, because when you drink a gallon of water, start as early in the day as possible, and it doesn't have to be ice cold. It helps hydrate everything. It just hydrates the organs. Start as early as possible. And then, throwing in green tea helps with the fat burning process as well. And apple cider vinegar, I use like 2 capfuls. So like I do 2 capfuls, warm water, lemon juice. Drink that in the morning and before bed. You can lose up to 20 pounds surprisingly fast if you have a proper diet as well. Because it's not no quick fixes in Shay's Wellness Club. It's all facts, but real results come from real work. Okay, this is the last question. Why do I keep overeating or snacking? A lot of people ask me that question because I didn't realize that I was snacking so much. And sometimes we don't realize that we are emotionally eating. And a big part of a wellness club is to identify, why am I eating so much? Why do I feel like this bag of chips is the road to me feeling better at the end of it? But then when we eat the full bag of chips, we either feel guilty or we're more hungry because we ate so fast. Something that I had to learn as well is to eat slower. When I eat my meals, have to remember, and I do this now, whether I'm at a restaurant or just eating with my husband here at home, I have to remember, slow down. One, you want your stomach to catch up with your mouth, right? If that makes any sense. You want to slow down. You want to enjoy your meal. You want to enjoy every chew, because that helps to make your brain feel, I'm eating, I'm done. Okay? If you're eating, have you ever ate so fast? I've definitely have had this problem. Have you ever ate so fast and you're like, dang, did I just eat all that and I'm still hungry? That's because we're eating too fast. So slowing down your meals can help with this fat burning process as well, because it's making sure that you're eating what you're supposed to be eating. So emotionally eating and stress eating is a big part of us overeating and snacking. So we have to identify why, like I always say, identifying why and what is our problem. Is it because I had issues when I was younger and that was always my comfort? Or is someone passed away and it makes me not think about them no more? Or does eating ice cream at night give me a good memory or a certain feeling that I used to have? We have to identify those ways. Why are we overeating and why are we snacking? Once we do that, we can identify the trigger and stop it where it is. Me, I found so much comfort in eating ice cream in bed. Okay. But I used to get a big bowl, like, you know how you eat 2 bowls of cereal? I used to do 2 bowls of ice cream, right? Before I used to read the labels. Now that I read labels, or once you start getting acquainted with reading labels, you're going to be like, oh, that's why I was a big back a little bit. Okay. So instead of me thinking I'm just eating 209 calories, I'm really eating 400 something. Who knew? But yes, identifying those things is just so important. And lack of structure. A lot of us don't realize once we tell our mind something, it's gonna do it, right? So we gotta tell our minds, I'm not eating past 8 o'clock. I'm not eating past 8 o'clock. I'm not eating past 8 o'clock. That's why I'm trying to hurry up now so I can eat my salad before 8 o'clock. I am not gonna eat before 8 o'clock. If you gotta set an alarm in order for you to get on track, like me, do that. If you have to take a calculator to the grocery store so you don't feel embarrassed when you don't have enough money for your groceries, because I've been there. Hello, take a calculator if you need to. It's on our phones. Okay. And it's just so important to just identifying the things that gives us those bad thoughts, those bad habits, to do better for next time. This is about mindset, habits, and accountability. And that's all Shay's Wellness Club is about. Accountability first and foremost. I am me. I am a big back and I need to do better. This is not me fat shaming myself. This is not me fat shaming, period. I am identifying there is an issue and I need to fix it. I have a thyroid problem. Why? I have high blood pressure. Why? I have high cholesterol. Why? I have high stress. Why? I have trouble sleeping. Why? I emotionally eat all the time. Why? Okay? And we have to identify these issues. And if we identify them now, we won't have to worry about it later. Because think about it. We have this issue now. I am over 230 pounds now. 5 years from now, do I want to gain or lose more weight? Because sometimes it's going to go either way. Tomorrow's going to happen whether you make that change or not. So why not make that change today to be better, to do better, and then promote it around us? Be that change we want to see. We always want to talk about the next person doing this and, oh, she big and all that, and, oh, she too skinny. What about we look at ourselves and what can we do better? How can we be the change that we want others to see? Like, wow, I see her going to the gym every day. I want to do that. Man, she actually likes salads and not doing it for show. I want to be like that. Okay, I'm cooking once or twice a week at home. I want to be like that. And be the change you want to see. And then you'll inspire others yourself just by your own experience. And that's why I created Shay's Wellness Club accountability sessions. Your one-stop shop for all things wellness, real results, and real time. Okay, we're going to be on this wellness journey. We are on week. Now, I want anyone watching this to be in this transformation challenge with me. So if you're interested in joining me on this transformation challenge, wants to come with me to the gym, wants to do a one-on-one strategy session, I have them available for only $97 for this month. And if you take me up on my offer, it includes for March, it will include a wellness session, but also a workout session. So if you want me to come with you on a workout, or you want to come with me on a workout day, we could do a class or a one-on-one just workout in general. I am here to help. So thank you guys for joining me on today's Wellness Q&A, and I will see you on the next one Sundays, every Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. And I will see you when I see you. Do better, be better, make someone smile, and put God first. Love you guys.